Welcome back to the channel, folks. In today's video, I'm going to be applying some Bondo to this door. Give you a start to finish look on how an unprofessional lays Bondo. Let's just dive into it. I don't know how well the camera's going to do this justice. You can probably see it like that. A little wavy here. I already took a hammer and beat it in so nothing was protruding outward of the body line. So what we're going to do is basically from here down, we're going to sand it first, lay the Bondo, and then you use the hand sander and sand it flat, and then you see if you got to apply more in low spots. There's also a little dent here I want to do just to make it all right. And then this bottom corner here, I'm gonna have to do something with, probably sand it down and then put some Bondo over it so it don't keep rusting. But yeah, that's where we're at today. Let's get into it. All right, folks, got our hand sander. We're gonna sand the area that the Bondo needs to be laid. You got to use a heavier grit, sandpaper, so it'll leave little scratchy poos on there, and it'll make the Bondo actually stick to what you're Bondoing. Yeah. We got the sanding aspect down. In that corner, there's just a little hole. So we're gonna fill that in with Bondo, no problem. This big dent right here, whatever you wanna call that, and then that little dent up in this corner here, got it ready for some Bondo. So meow, I'm gonna wipe it down, start laying the Bondo. All right, folks, now we got our plate of Bondo. Again, my mixture is probably not correct on the hardener to Bondo ratio. So I'm not even going to tell you what I'd used ratio wise, but there's hardener and Bondo in here. So now we take our Bondo mixture. You start applying to the low spots. Unfortunately, that's all the Bondo I had left in the one can, so I'm going to have to go open that last can of Bondo and keep adding on, but I'm gonna have to let that dry first, sand it somewhat flat, then keep adding Bondo to it. It looks all right. All right, as you can tell, Bondo is now dry, so we're gonna sand this down so then we can lay down more Bondo. So meow, now that we got this sanded down for the most part, we can get more Bondo. Slap her on here. All right, we got our Bondo mixture. I think I put too much hardener in this, so I gotta lay it down fast. All right, so I finished all the Bondo on this plate. Gotta let that dry a little bit. And we got this is probably gonna be almost good up here. This section's already good. I didn't even add any to that. This section's gonna need a lot more. Yeah. But in all reality, it's not that far off. We definitely gotta add more on this bottom section. but this top part's coming along a lot better. It's gonna look a lot better than what was originally there, which was bad. So while we let that Bondo there dry, we're gonna do some work on these cab lights. The roof has some dents in it, and I'm gonna hopefully pull them out with the slide hammer, but we gotta pull out the cab lights so we can get the slide hammer in there and hopefully get them out. Let's see how that goes. That's the one dent, pretty obnoxious there. And then there's one on that cab light as well. But hopefully, if I take these out, hopefully they're Phillips, I could get the slide hammer in there and pop it up. But let's see. Of course, both of these screws are not the same head. Why would I be shocked? A little crusty. Nice. That one's a Torx. Be right back, hopefully with the right size Torx, or I'm gonna be doing this trip 100 times. Found the right one. I got the big slide hammer. See how that goes. Don't even fit in there. It's not good. So what I was thinking was maybe I'll throw in this screw and pull on that. Hopefully I don't rip the threads out. All right, phone overheated for some reason, but the dent puller pulled this side up a bit. So we're gonna just leave that and hop on that side, because then I'm gonna have to pull these out and then load up these holes with Bondo, and then we're good. But let me try to pop out that side and we'll go from there. All right, and this side pulled out halfway decent as well. It's a little much, but I tried to tap it back in and the whole thing went back down. So we're gonna leave it. It's fine. These little dents I'm not too upset about. Basically, whenever I'm half anything on this truck, my justification is it's a dump truck, so it's fine. And that's where we're at with those two little dents up there and whatever's left over there. So we're gonna call the roof fine. Definitely gonna have to sand it down for paint, and gonna have to start doing these visor screws. We're gonna sand them down, clean them up, and load them up with Bondo. But besides that, the roof is good enough for me. Got to get cab lights, because those are all shot and those grommets are cooked as well. But a lot more satisfied with that than what was originally going on there. Still a little tacky on that Bondo, so we're gonna have to give it a few more minutes. All right, it dried for the most part, so we're gonna sand some of this down and then come back to this later, because I gotta run to Lowe's, get some wood for the dump bed there, and get some white paint, because Amazon still hasn't delivered my white paint for the dump bed. Let's try to get into some sanding. All right, well, we got to add some more Bondo in this section here. So this doesn't really bother me too much, because we're going to have to add on top of it. Just a smidge. And then here, still got to add some more too, but it's already looking a lot better than what was there originally. All right, folks, we're out here for another coat of Bondo. I'm going to try to flatten this out, because there's still a little divot. And got to clean up down here a bit. Let's dive in. Finished the plate of Bondo. Gotta let that dry. Gonna call it a day. It's starting to get a little sunsetty. Tomorrow we're gonna come out early in the morning and at least sand this, because we're supposed to get a pretty gnarly rainstorm. See you tomorrow. All right, folks, we're back next morning. and do some sanding. Of course, it rained last night, and I think it's thunder right here in the distance, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna put our head down and hopefully finish this sanding. Probably one more coat of Bondo there on the bottom. We'll be all set to go. Let's get into it. All right, folks, got that all sanded down. Definitely looking a lot better than before. We got a low spot here, got to fill in. A low spot down here, you got to fill in. And then a very light filling here. And then there's some holes we just got to put some Bondo in so it will even out in this section. Then it'll be mint. Could probably use a little here too. It's like halfway decent above me. Over there, it don't look too hot. So hopefully we can lay Bondo before the rain starts. All right, folks, we got our plate of Bondo. Let's hurry up and lay this down. All right, folks. Yeah, we gotta let that dry and then sand it down. Should be one of the last coats. I think maybe we'll have to do one more, but yeah, definitely gonna have to do one more. Anyway, yeah, definitely gonna have to do one more coat. It's looking a little low in that spot, so we're gonna have to do that. Just got my finger in Bondo, so that's pretty cool. But our plate's already dry. I put too much hardener in this mixture, so didn't have as much time to play with it, unfortunately. But getting there. It's looking better than what it did. It's a dump truck, folks. At least it won't have whatever was going on here. That's all that matters. All right, folks. So at lunchtime, after this dries, I'll come back out, hopefully sand it, maybe do the last coat then, and then just have to sand that down, and then we can start painting, I think. Gonna have to take off this door handle and do something under here, but it's nothing a grinder can't fix. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but definitely a storm coming out there, and you can hear all the birds up in that tree. They're pissed. Normally when you hear that ominous chirping, that's when you know a storm's coming, folks. And you can see it out there in the distance. It's out there. Wind starting, but it looks beautiful over there. Storm's definitely a bit north of us. Saw a good strike of lightning back there, and yeah, the camera's not letting me zoom in, so definitely a storm coming. Hopefully it don't rain on my nice new Bondo, because that'd be unfortunate. But yeah, birds are creeping me out, man. Definitely gonna have a storm coming through, or at least going north. All right, folks, literally 5 minutes after I stopped filming, the birds were right. Started to rain. My Bondo. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't get affected, because I'll be a little pissed. All right, folks, thanks for tuning into the video. Got some progress made. Cleaned up the roof and gave you guys a rundown on how an unprofessional likes to Bondo on his dump truck. As you can tell, we threw some wood up on the sides, got sides for the dump, and we went to Lowe's and actually got paint, because Amazon's been not showing up with paint. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. God bless y'all, and we'll frickin' see you later.